What's up, everybody? It's Sid and Millie back with another episode, back with another World Cup game episode. I know we typically do our weekend review on today, but we've been kind of reviewing all the games. So we are back reviewing the France-Morocco game that was just concluded.
Literally just finished.
Just finished.
Yeah.
And we saw a 2-0 win for France.
Yep.
So yeah, Millie, why don't we get right into it?
Yeah. So now France will play the winner of the Spain-Belgium game that is tomorrow. So they have secured their spot in the quarterfinal. So, I mean, fantastic from France. Another, I won't say comfortable win just because Morocco is a good team. But France just exemplifies their dominance once again. I mean, 20 shots on goal, 7 on target. They are just constantly applying pressure to the team that they are playing against. They essentially, force mistakes in very integral parts of the field, which then they use to then counterattack against the other team. It's pretty ingenious, They're brilliant on the ball in possession. They move the ball around brilliantly. Their interchange is absolutely brilliant. But then, defensively as well, they are okay if another team wants to have the ball for a little bit. There were plenty of times in the game today where Morocco had possession and France was okay with that. They allowed them to have possession and build up the field. Because France knew that when they won the ball back, they would then have space to counter into. So again, just brilliant, recognition of the game, altogether, which speaks volumes not only to Deschamps but also to the players on the French national team. They just understand the game so well. And so in those moments, they'd allow Morocco to build up and get, into the French half, but not necessarily close to goal at all. And then France would turn on a press, right? And then they'd be winning the ball in the midfield, which would then force Morocco to be running back towards their own goal. And those moments obviously allow for Dembele, Olise, and Mbappe to really shine when they're running at defenders who, are essentially isolated. And I think, Morocco defended really well in the first half. They were able to keep France to a 0-0 scoreline at halftime. Obviously, Mbappe missed a penalty. And again, what is FIFA doing? What is VAR doing?
What were your
VAR
thoughts on?
has lost the freaking plot. It is a clear penalty for France. A clear penalty. The kick taker has the ball in his hands, has placed the ball, and VAR is still reviewing the play. To the point where the Mbappe had to go back up to the ball, reset the ball, and redo his walk up to the ball just because of the VAR delay.
Yeah, gets in your head.
Exactly. Yeah. It should not take 2 minutes for VAR to confirm what we all saw with our blind eye, with our clear, naked eye. Yeah. We literally saw the penalty kick, clear as day. We all saw the replay 2-3 times, done. Clear as day penalty kick. What is VAR doing? Why does it take you 2 minutes to confirm the on-field decision? It is absolutely blasphemous. Yeah. This is not an NFL flag. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this is. For someone to go and, I just don't even know.
It wasn't even pixel on
exactly.
The
they didn't even call the ref over to the screen to review it. It was the people in the VAR booth that took 2 minutes to confirm what the ref had already seen with his naked eye. Absolutely unacceptable from FIFA once again.
Yeah.
Sack the entire VAR team. That's just not good enough. Not at a game of this level. No review should be taking longer than 30 seconds.
Agreed.
Watch the replay in full time, make the decision, confirm the decision. Let's get on with the football. I mean, give me a break. So very unlucky to Mbappe to miss that penalty after he was essentially set up with the immense amount of suspense in that 2-minute waiting period.
Yeah, that's just so rough. That just doesn't, it psychologically would mess with you. 100%. And you're like, I don't know, the momentum that you have. I know you're always talking about the momentum of the game, and I feel like that really would mess with you psychologically.
Yeah, 100%. So that was kind of the story of the first half. It was a kind of good contest. France was obviously dominating in shots and chance creation. But, Morocco was still fighting. Morocco still was taking, possession sometimes, maintaining the ball well. They didn't necessarily create a ton of chances. I think Morocco was kind of missing the presence of a number 9, someone who could actually trouble the French back line. They didn't really have anybody who was making runs in behind or, winning headers off the French center back. So, it's a little bit difficult if you don't have an outlet player in a game like that against a team that good.
Yeah, that's fair.
You really need someone that you can play out to. They can hold on to the ball and allow the team to get up as a unit, without losing it. And I think Morocco really was lacking that.
Okay.
There were so many instances in the game where, they might have crossed the ball, but there's no one in there, or they, are looking for someone who's central to play into, and there's just no one there. They made it really easy for France defensively, because the French backline wasn't getting pulled around. They were very comfortable, with the guys in front of them, and they just shifted and were, very dominant nonetheless, but they weren't necessarily challenged, I guess I'll say.
Understood.
So, France will have to prepare for that regardless of who they play in the next round, because obviously if they play Spain, Yamal will be a massive danger to them on the left side. And if they play against Belgium, Doku is over there and is a very quick player if he starts, So yeah, I think once again, we're just seeing how good France is. They're brilliant on and off the ball on both sides, attacking and defending.
Yeah.
I mean, just a phenomenal footballing team.
Very exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely exciting to watch. They never just settle for possession.
Yeah.
Anytime they get into the attack, Olise, Dembele, Mbappe, they want to create. They want something to happen. They want to score the goals. And a lot of, the French national team embodies of a lot of what I've complained about throughout this tournament with teams, lacking that player that's willing to take responsibility in big moments in games. And France has so many players that are willing to step up and to make that big moment in games. And that really is their massive difference maker.
That's what we love to see.
Yeah, I mean, Mbappe's finish was unbelievable, absolutely spectacular. Almost 100 kilometers per hour somehow. And the ball was spinning like crazy. But his technique is just fantastic. The defender was no more than a couple yards away from him. But the way he takes the space that he's allocated and is able to punish defenders with minimal space just speaks volumes to this guy.
Yeah.
He's truly unbelievable. That's 20 goals in 20 World Cup games for Mbappe. And he's now, the all-time World Cup goal scorer.
Wow.
Obviously we'll see what happens with the Golden Boot for this specific World Cup, but all time, he's unmatched. And that just speaks volumes. I mean, he is spectacular to watch. The decisions he makes on the ball, when he is in dangerous positions, he's never willing to settle. He always wants to try and score or assist his teammates. And that is what you want from a winger.
Yeah.
Every time Mbappe wants to be dangerous. And look at the result, goal and assist. That is the result of constantly looking for ways to influence the game.
Yeah.
That is the difference maker. And Dembele with his finish,
that was a crazy goal.
Yeah.
I think I missed them.
But the Dembele one. Yeah. I mean, just a great finish, very confident. He's also been a key goal scorer and playmaker for France at this tournament. But he was just very, composed in that moment. He wasn't too pressed about all the defenders around him. He just went straight on, and just fantastic finish.
Phenomenal.
And that,
in the bottom corner.
Yeah, exactly. A keeper got a hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. Just again speaks to the confidence and placement that Dembele had in that moment. But I really think that this France team is geared up for this World Cup. I know the last couple World Cups we'd be like, France are the favorite, just because of the way they play football. But I think this team specifically for France, they don't really look like they have a lot of weak points. I mean, defensively, they're pretty locked down. They're not leaking goals. They're not giving up soft goals. They're not making mistakes. They're very confident in their defensive. I'll give credit to the Arsenal center back, Saliba. I mean, he's fantastic for France. I mean, he wins every single header, every cross. 1v1 battles. The guy's just been fantastic this tournament. And for a center back, I've been really impressed with his performances, because again, it just allows France that comfort to know that even when they are getting pressed, even when they are under pressure, they have so much trust in their back line. Because of how well these guys have been playing this tournament. So
Yeah, France is really the team to beat at this point.
100%. Yeah, it's their tournament to lose inevitably. Again, we'll keep an eye on any mishaps from VAR and the referees and FIFA generally. But I think, yeah, to your point, if there is no outside interference, I think France would be massively disappointed to not win the World Cup this year.
Yeah, truly.
Just off of the way that they're playing football.
100%. Yeah.
It's just great in the transition, in the attack. I mean, everywhere. It's just brilliant.
Yes.
And and Morocco is not a sleeper team. Morocco is a good footballing team. But on the day, they were just quite frankly outclassed.
Yeah.
They were just beaten by a better football team. They were outshot, outpossessed, out everything. And it was tough. And also it was a hot day.
Yeah, where were they playing? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't check. So
I didn't check, but I know it was hot. They played at 3 p.m. hottest part of the day, which was kind of crazy, and it wasn't an enclosed stadium, so it was outdoors. So the heat definitely was a factor in this match. But for the French team, good fitness, good everything that will prepare them for those later rounds. Because the semifinal and final are going to be played indoors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those
still
will
with
be
hydration breaks. Or?
Of course. We should not call them hydration breaks. Ad breaks. Yeah.
Timeout.
Yeah, a little timeout or something. Absolutely ridiculous. I feel like it makes it so hard to keep track of shit happening in the game. Because why is there a ad break in the middle of the match?
They're quarters.
Yeah, actually, they've desecrated the sport, but that's a whole other conversation for another time. But France, I think they're well positioned for either Spain or Belgium. I think either team, it will probably be a good game of football. Will probably be similar where it's a tight match, maybe not a goal fest like we've seen in some of France's other games. But needless to say, the way they play football, I don't think anybody comes close to that. They're just brilliant. And I think for Deschamps, as his last World Cup, not only as a former French player, but now as a French manager, I think he can be really proud of what he's, created with this French national team.
Love that, yeah.
And so, regardless of what happens, they should be very, very proud of the way they play football. But I think they want that trophy.
We love to see France payback. Win. We love to see France win.
Facts. Yeah, and they want payback, and rightfully so. I mean, the last World Cup, we know.
Were they in the final?
They were in the final. Yeah, where Argentina was gifted a couple penalty kicks, of course. And Mbappe scored a hat trick, but.
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow. Trying to do anything to fight against FIFA, but it was
crazy.
The task was too tough last World Cup. But I think this World Cup, the key for France will be, if they do end up facing Argentina in the final, don't let it get that late. You know what I'm saying? Handle the game in 90 minutes, play them off the park like we know you will, and then there will be no controversy. Just like today, France. There was stuff that came up because the reffing staff for the match today was all Argentinian officials. And so of course the speculation online is, how is this going to go? All these Argentinians, they're going to be trying to rig the game. All this stuff was coming out. But I gotta, give hats off to the French coach Deschamps again, because he came out and was just like, they are going to do their job. We're going to trust them to call the game, and we're not, going to take, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if you're the better football team, you go out and prove it. And
exactly. Yeah. And also, if you go into a game thinking it's going to be rigged against you, you might not be like as into the game.
Exactly.
And it's good that they went in with that mindset. Like, they're going to do their job, and we're just going to play football.
Exactly. Yeah. And, it was great to see Olise made it through this game, did not get a yellow card. So he'll be available for all of France's next matches.
Nice.
So it was just a really important game for France to get the win, but also get through without any controversy, without any noise. Because again, the more that they can kind of stay under the radar, the more it will, be that punch home when they get the trophy.
Yes.
So France, once again, a dominant performance. They are bar none the best team at this World Cup. They're fantastic to watch. They play beautiful football. They are a complete footballing team, and enjoy watching this French team play. That's all I can say. We just got to enjoy it, because we won't see like a football team put together like this, not at the international level, probably for a little while.
Okay.
So anyway, those were our thoughts on the France-Morocco game. France is now through to the next round after beating Morocco 2-0.
Yes.
Man, France are fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. So if you made it this far,
Thanks for watching.
and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.